So guys, today's video starts with a character known as Pirate Software. Now, Pirate Software knows a lot more about software than he does about barbers. As you can see, his hair is obnoxiously long, and his voice is obnoxiously deep. Both are things that he consciously chooses to enhance about himself to give him some sort of a standout item. Something that he has that other people don't. A very deep voice to talk about MS Paint, and how you can use this Windows shortcut in order to circumvent this thing, and my long hair, so that way, when you look at me in public, you can't miss me. You do a double take. Sort of these signature aspects of himself. But the main problem with this fella is not that stuff. It is cringe that he fakes his voice, makes it artificially deep with software on his computer. Not that his hair is long and needs to be cut. It is the fact that apparently he's like one of the worst streamers right now.
Hi
the reasoning
there.
for that? Well, let's get into it.
I'm a soulless corporate CEO, and today I've taken a break from one of my favorite hobbies, devouring the blood of infants. And I'm here to ask a question. Is a gamer not entitled to the contents of this disc?
I would say yeah. I think everyone who's trying to make it so that you do not own the game that you paid for is a bad faith actor. And they're probably inside the bed of Bungie or whatever gaming conglomerate is making it so that games are not owned by the owners.
No. Do you like owning things? Are you proud of the time you spend working for a paycheck to be able to afford basic comforts like entertainment? Well, that's too bad, because I'm here to steal all of that from you. You will own nothing and be happy. Yes, this includes your precious video games. We're gonna keep killing them, and there's not a goddamn thing you can do about it. Psych! Soldiers, get set for a combat drop.
What happens if you purchase a game like Overwatch and they just decide to take the servers offline for good? What happened to the money that you spent on that game? Is it gone? Is it just dead? Even if you never played it, do you just get scammed? I think that should be illegal. I think they should make it so that no matter what, even if they personally decide to stop paying for the servers, that there is some way to keep the game alive and make it not dead.
Okay, new major order just came in from command. Our mission is to stop killing games.
You fucked up my face.
This is part of
that game looks sick. I gotta play that. Alvin and the Chipmunks.
You fucked up my face.
Alvin and the Chipmunks on PS2 for $6. Best $6 ever spent.
This is part of the Stop Killing Games initiative, and just in the last 3 days, this initiative has gained over 100,000 new signatures.
Are we blind? Deploy the garrison!
And its entire goal is game preservation. Now, we have until July 31st to get all of these signatures, and I think we can get it done. Stop Killing Video Games is an initiative as straightforward as those 4 words.
As a refresher, Stop Killing Games is a consumer movement to stop publishers from effectively destroying video games they have already sold to customers.
Yes.
This movement was started by a channel called Accursed Farms and a creator who goes by Ross. He has been hard at work promoting something that benefits all of us. If you buy games, play them, or even if you do neither, and you only watch someone stream games, this affects you. But now is the time for any passionate gamer to throw their full support behind this. He recently posted an hour-long video detailing basically the start and the end of the entire movement. It's a really good watch. I'll have it linked in the description and pinned comment, but I'll let Ross sum up.
I think the problem with gaming is that oftentimes when you purchase a game in its most pure state as it was made on launch, you are subjecting yourself to future modifications that developers can make that are completely out of your control and are basically not what you paid for the game, right? Like if you paid for the game and then the developers can decide to make a patch that makes the game different in a lot of ways that are negative, then the gaming experience that you paid for and you enjoyed has been hindered in a pretty significant way, which is unfair. Now, I'm not against downloadable content or patches at all. Most games that are live service are going to get patched. Think about League of Legends, Counter-Strike, Overwatch, etc. These are all games that are going to require balance changes. But I do also think that with certain titles, the amount of patching and introductions to new bugs and the negative exposure that you have toward potentially flawing a game in the future makes it so that people who purchased it are putting themselves and are giving them negative EV TV, even though they basically purchased something under a false pretense, which I don't like, you know? That I don't think is cool. The preservation of titles and stuff like that, I think, is something very important. Like there was a time before patches at all, right? And updates and stuff. Like, what you had on launch was what you got. And I think there were pros and cons to that. I think it made it so that there was more pressure on developers to publish a finished product. I think we have a lot of games now that have bugs. And even if there were games in the past that before the internet were published with bugs, this might be biased, but kind of charming. Like the people who speedrun Mario 64 and they do that thing on the stairs where they're sitting backwards, boom, 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 boom. Like, that's kind of cute. And now you have games that are just broken on launch. You know, it's 120 gigabytes and half of the shit doesn't work. And I think that that's a problem. And yeah, I don't know. I think that there's a lot of layers to this. And I'd be curious to learn more about the initiative.
Legal argument is that the vast majority of games with an online requirement say they can be terminated at any time for any reason. Or Blizzard likes to say any or no reason.
Yeah.
That might be a violation of Directive 9313 EEC, which protects consumers against unfair terms and consumer contracts.
Yeah.
So if that term is unfair, that means that part of the contract is null and void. And if it's null and void, then what does the law say about how long your purchase lasts? Well, it doesn't. That's the whole mess.
What a horrible, evil man. Can you believe the nerve of this guy wanting to save all of us some money? Has this guy even considered the various multi-billion-dollar corporations?
Right.
We're lucky enough to just be able to buy their products, don't you see? And
Oh, wow,
they should be allowed the freedom
$130.
to destroy our products whenever they want for any reason at any time.
Blizzard says they can take away your purchase for no reason. Our
Like-
problem is those terms are so hostile to consumers and the medium that they should be taken off the table entirely.
It
I
is
agree.
something so uncontroversial, normal. It's surprising.
I know that Pirate Software's dad worked at Blizzard, so is there some sort of ulterior motive that he has in giving Blizzard the house edge when it comes to selling product? Is it the case that he wants Blizzard to be able to have the button to destroy the products of consumers at any time? Is he advocating for that button? I love Blizzard! I love corporations! I hate gamers and normal people! Is that what he's saying? Was that a good impression? I don't know, but I'm guessing.
Surprising how few people are open critics of this movement. But there is at least one.
Oh shit, now this is actually really dumb. It's used car salesman garbage. This is shit. It's shit.
But like the creator of Stop Killing Games, I don't want this video to just be a drama video. Especially when something much more important is at stake.
Okay,
just
sure.
be patient. We'll be pirating some software soon. What this really is a battle for consumer rights.
Yes.
Do you consume?
I do.
Do you love consuming?
I love rights.
Obviously, this is one of the least controversial things.
If you order a burger at McDonald's while you're sitting in McDonald's, does McDonald's have the right at any time to come over to your table and rip the burger off your plate and throw it in the trash? They don't. That would be bad. That would be illegal because you purchased something and they destroyed it. That's the same shit that is being advocated for by the detractors of Stop Killing Games, which is retarded.
This has ever happened in the worldwide gaming community. And I truly mean that. You could not come up with a more inoffensive movement if you tried. Let's see if we can
Yeah,
try.
literally.
Are
It's
you
not
in
even
favor of the
controversial.
Stop slaughtering baby seals with machetes movement?
Yeah.
Are you against
Are you against the stop shooting people in the head movement? Yeah, I would say so.
that?
This is shit. Not only do I not want to back this, I'm going to actively tell people not to.
And I encourage everyone who lives in the UK and is watching this to sign
I want to see the context of that clip, though.
the initiative. That will also be linked down below. Let's get it done. Looking at you, France and Germany.
This is not a drill. Repeat, this is not a drill. Remember your training and fight. Put together, troopers. We're still in this.
I must commend and congratulate Ross. Getting over 600,000 people to click a document and sign it is no easy feat. Least of all, getting 600,000 gamers to agree on something. The last time that many gamers agreed on anything, it became the most downvoted Reddit comment of all
is this?
time. So Ross, I think you are well within your right to enjoy this moment of pride and accomplishment.
Right.
The reason this initiative is being pushed forward in the European Union is so it can open negotiations for companies to become legally obligated to preserve their games in some way, or at the very least, allowing customers, consumers to preserve the games.
Yeah.
The point is, this movement is very pro-publisher. It leaves that choice up to the publisher. They have multiple options. It's really such a convincing argument, even if you are on the side of like game publisher, corporate executive type guy. As seen
It's just basically making it so that they have to pick a lane.
with the crew, publishers like Ubisoft are fine with abruptly shutting down their games,
Which is
eliminating
bad.
all online functionality, and offering no recourse for people who want to play that game, maybe now,
Killing
maybe
it,
somewhere down the
basically,
line,
you could say.
and then offering no recourse for the player.
Is this good for the player?
And here's the phrase
It's not.
that really scares corporations, okay? Make sure you don't
What is it?
repeat this anywhere, okay? It's very offensive, all right? If buying isn't owning, piracy isn't stealing.
I would agree with that, yeah, because if you don't own the product once you purchase it, then by taking the thing that you don't own, then they don't own it. So if you don't own it when you buy it, when they make it, they must not own it either. So if you're taking it from them, but you're not taking it because they never owned it. You know what I'm saying?
It's important to note that Stop Killing Games is not retroactive. It is not.
Because there are third-party hosting tools for certain games that have been taken offline that publishers have tried to ban and try to go after, but I think you could have avoided this all if you had just kept your game online and not fucking killed it, which I also think is legally questionable. If you think that the third party is legally questionable, what are you doing?
Not unreasonable. It would not force
COD is
every
bad about
developer.
this? Well, yeah, you know, COD has like plutonium, right? Which I don't know if that is, if they are allowing that, but I know it's not owned by Activision.
To turn on the servers for every dead game and keep them running indefinitely. Who's gonna do that for our boy Concord? Is the team that made MAG? Do I have MAG? I fucking do. Is the team that made MAG gonna have a high school reunion? This might actually be like a completely dead game. Is this playable in any way?
No, it's not. No, wow.
Let me know in the comments.
So this everything here is just valueless, regardless of the fact that he purchased it.
PlayStation Move? What the fuck? And you could make a whole ass video on why video game preservation is important. But let me just give you a personal example. There's a game called Command & Conquer Renegade, which,
What is this?
as far as I'm aware, nothing even comes close to its concept. It
Most of the stuff that you can get for these games that have been taken offline is LAN.
mixes RTS mechanics with first and third person shooter fundamentals. It would have been an utter tragedy if, when the GameSpy servers shut down, the game went with it.
Right.
And here's where things are getting weird, because now I'm gonna
All
give
my old fighting games are almost unplayable. We'll look at Super Smash on the Wii, right? Super Smash Brothers Brawl I found back when I was around Christmas time of 2024. I had a old copy of that game that I dusted off, popped into the Wii, and it was just me in my room playing the game, and I could only play against bots. There was no server that would host Super Smash Brothers Brawl online. In order to play that game still, even though when I purchased this game when I was a fucking, wee little boy, when I was 12 years old or whatever, I was able to play online. Now I'm not, even though I paid the same price for the game. Now I have, less features of it. And I feel like to some extent, it's a little, I don't know, it's a little shady. What happened to my game? Did it get killed? Did Nintendo kill it? I want to be able to play it if I don't have anybody else around, Do I have to go into the fucking, on Main Street and wave my Wii remote? Does anyone want to play Smash? No, I have the opportunity to play it online. You coded the game so that it could do that. You just don't want to pay the server costs. Is that fair to me? I don't think so.
EA some
And how cool would that be? How cool would it be to find an old copy of a game and be able to play online with people? That'd be awesome.
props too. In a rare example of EA doing something good, they have allowed a team of passionate fans to resurrect Command & Conquer Renegade with their own free-to-play mod, Renegade X. Video games are a great escape for people, and there's something comforting knowing that one day, you can go back and play something that you did years ago. Game preservation
That's exactly
is
what I'm
important,
talking about.
and it's not just for random niche games.
Here's a list of some popular
peak,
games
though.
that are all at risk of being destroyed at some time in the future. The Stop Killing Games movement
God.
sees any of these being destroyed as a problem, And they're exactly the kinds of games that would start being protected if the initiative passed.
There's no way to be against the Stop Killing Games movement in a way that is pro-consumer or pro-gamer. And if it ain't pro-gamer, then I'm a big hater. Stop Killing Games was stuck around 400,000 signatures for months, and it seemed all hope was lost.
Until now.
Who deserves credit for this sudden resurgence? That's right, ladies and gentlemen.
Pirate
Let's talk
Software.
about Mr. Software. Now, unfortunately, Ross had done just about everything he could think of to push to get those 1 million signatures. And this guy is one hell of a diplomat. Very nice demeanor, passionate about games, doesn't really show any malice, hatred, contempt towards publishers or
He's not drama farming like me.
anyone. In fact,
He's completely pure of intentions. I wouldn't say that I'm a bad faith actor, but I'm certainly in this for the drama clicks, 100%. I mean, my take on this is pretty obvious, but I'm not coming at it as someone who's like doing it for the awareness, right? I'm not doing this to raise awareness for Stop Killing Games. I'm doing this to criticize a large creator and their actions. I do obviously make my intentions clear. Like when I talk about, you know, Lily Tino, for example, that is just because I want that person to be arrested, okay? That's less about the drama clicks and more about my actual desire to get this person persecuted. In this case, Pirate Software just seems to be a bum.
be hard-pressed to find anyone that could actively dislike a guy like Ross, let alone publicly.
Okay, I really don't want to do this next part, but it's become a liability for the campaign for me not to. Our biggest critic by far is YouTuber and streamer Pirate Software. If your only exposure to Stop Killing Games has been this video, then you've been misinformed. This video is by someone who does not understand the campaign, has been trying to stop it, and has been making up what it is about.
Okay.
Let's get scurvy, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get scurvy.
Let's see it.
Pirate Software has been the most vocal, outspoken critic of the Stop Killing Games movement.
Why?
Not only that,
Why would he do
has
that?
stated that he is actively seeking to convince people not to sign the initiative.
This
Why?
is shit. Not only do I not want to back this, I'm going to actively tell people not to. That is awful. That is horrible.
Pirate Software has carefully crafted this persona of being a deep-voiced pro-gamer, pro-hacker, former developer, the everyday Cyberman. But most recently, some cracks have started to emerge. Most notoriously being his epic roach out in a hardcore WoW classic clip. In this heartbreaking moment, Pirate Software abandons his team, his sense of duty, and roaches out. Every man for himself, intentionally sabotaging his own efforts to assist his team
What a bitch.
by wasting mana on max level spells,
What a
not
bitch.
utilizing his toolkit. He fucked up.
This guy's a
Made
bitch.
misplay. That's okay. It happens. Just say you're sorry, admit you fucked up, and help them grind back up the ladder. This is when the masks started to fall for people. My personal favorite quote from this:
Do you see my mana? What am I supposed to do for you?
if you were writing a narcissistic character, this is the perfect catchphrase.
Do you see my mana? What am I supposed to do for you?
Brother, help me!
Do you see
What
my
am I
mana?
supposed to do for you?
Hey, Dad, can you pass the salt? What am I supposed to do for you?
So this kind of turned him into a lolcow because he made obvious mistakes and then pretended like he didn't. It's kind of weird, dude. But then it started to get weirder. You see, Pirate had been up to some other shenanigans, including filing a DMCA
What?
takedown on an indie game that he thought used his voice and likeness.
What the
It's a
fuck? Dude, what a little rat. You are a bitch-made coward loser for doing that. A DMCA takedown because you perceived
Fucking
the sound of someone's voice in an indie game!
meme game called Idle Streaming Bonanza.
And this is like with streamers, so that was Asmon Gold, right?
Voice and likeness. It's a
Asmon Silver.
fucking meme
That's Asmon
game
Gold.
called Idle Streaming Bonanza.
This is XQC.
It's a game that includes
This is who
many
is this?
streamers and basically just pokes fun
Yeah.
at all of them.
Yeah.
The thing of it is, there was no active build of the game with Pirate Software's voice. So when he filed a DMCA, He filed it maliciously and incorrectly.
Why?
The first time we've dealt with someone who did that.
Wait, why though?
Luckily, the act attorney is on vacation. Pirate was completely in the wrong, and I think it says something about a guy whose first reaction to learning his voice has been used in a video game that is essentially just
do lawfare. Like, even if it uses your voice, what are you doing? You know how many, like, fan animations there are of me on YouTube where people have used my voice to do something cool? Like, who cares? Who the fuck cares? This is unemployed. This is having too much time on your hands.
just a shit post, is to immediately try and take it down. Like, who does that?
We're going to take you to court. You're going to lose. You cannot
Why?
use somebody's likeness or voice in any way inside of your games without
I want to call this guy the F-slur.
their permission. Welcome to the Finding Out timeline, bud.
What am I supposed to do
The finding out timeline, what is that, like the faux and fafo?
for you?
We're all on the internet. We all get made fun of on here.
As much as you're angry right now, of course I ran. Yeah, no, he was doing it maliciously and using my voice. Gloated about it all over Reddit.
And this post has, guess how many upvotes?
Because he's a roach.
27. What the creator of this game had done is just posted a clip on Reddit of what it would be like if Pirate Software was in the game.
Oh, so he's not even in the game.
And the only reason I'm fighting this is because he's removing my game from Steam when he's not on it. That's the issue I have with it. All the other issues I'm fine with.
Like, Pirate Software didn't even bother to check that he was actually in the game, or, I don't know, respond to this post and say, hey, can we talk?
Hey, am I in the game? He just guessed.
Can you take that out?
What
Like,
a fucking
he
bum.
just went hard straight to DMCA.
He put it up on Steam and showed that my voice was going to be in it. And that's it.
No, he didn't.
But ever since that WoW clip, people have been going back and uncovering some things. Now, Ross, in his video, highlights every YouTuber and gaming news outlet that has covered Stop Killing Games, and he determined that Pirate Software's coverage was the most viewed. And it was 2 videos full of lies, just blatant misrepresentation of the movement and its goals, even going so far as to say the complete opposite of what was literally on his screen.
If you try to tell me that every studio needs to run their live service game indefinitely or not want to run one at all, then no one's going to run them.
Oh no! He wheeled out that line about publishers having to support the game forever. He was literally watching the video earlier where it says it won't do that in big letters. That was
Let's see, require publishers to give... Yeah, so basically they don't even have to pay for server space. They have to allow other people to be able to do it themselves. So going back to my Super Smash analogy, let's say that I didn't have the opportunity to use Nintendo servers by myself in my room. If there was some other thing that I could use to still play against people online, I would just use that. So it would be about Nintendo giving that opportunity to players.
isn't enough. We just can't stop gamers from going there, even when we spell it out. I admit, guys, this part hurts. To see the biggest voice on this issue get it wrong again and again and again, then put that same wrong information on blast to a far bigger audience than we can reach. It hurts.
Watch this, Lise.
Leave the multi-billion-dollar corporation alone.
You can actually pinpoint the second when his heart rips in half.
He doesn't get it. He doesn't understand what we're asking for.
Look, it's one thing to disagree with a movement for whatever reason. It's okay to ask questions and seek clarification to make sure you should throw your support behind this thing, right? Thankfully, Ross has done such a thorough job that any and
Which
all
was the norm for multiplayer games on PC up until 2010.
questions any reasonable people
I mean, I was born in 2004.
have, he has answered. Not only has Pirate taken a firm stance against Stop Killing Games, he has said he will actively try to make sure it doesn't succeed. This is generational hating.
Eat my entire ass. This shit sucks. That's a really stupid ass move. That's an incredibly stupid ass move. I think this is ass.
Actual villain type shit. But maybe that's exactly what we needed. We needed
He
the
said,
bad
I think
guy
this
to
is
help galvanize us out of our...
He said it's ass to allow players the opportunity to revive games that have been killed by multi-billion-dollar companies maliciously because they want to make their margins better. Pussy.
fucking gaming chairs to sign something.
Pussy.
Now, if you watch Ross's video, and you listen to how Pirate Software talks, it's pretty clear who the aggressor is, who is the dick.
This is complete garbage. All of this can eat shit then.
Right, yeah, he's like, why is he so mean about it? He could just say, I disagree, and here's why. Like, what's even, like, the personal gripe here? Like, wait, I don't understand. Yeah, Ross is just saying, hey, I want players to have more, like, options and resources, and this guy's just being a dick. It's not even like this movement is even that bad. Like, what's the worst, most negative thing you can find about the movement? It's a shakeup of the norm. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it at all. I don't get it.
I dropped the mask entirely. I have no qualms about that.
I thought it was really funny when I posted this. What am I supposed to do for you? Just stop killing games? Would you believe Pirate Software blocked me after this?
No way.
So Pirate has admitted that he has been ignoring this issue and the misinformation he spread for 10 months, until he posted one of those I ain't reading all of that type tweets.
No.
For some reason, he deleted this. Let's read to see if we can find out why. I put out 2 videos disagreeing with your initiative 10 months ago and haven't talked about it since. Now, your initiative has failed, and you're blaming me for 33 minutes of the hour-long video covering it. You have no mana left.
But it's his fault, no?
Cursed Farms.
Because he was the most vocal deterrent of it.
Do for you?
The most vocal critic.
Is out in force, shitting up our streams and socials with hate.
But you send hate messages.
Threats, and worst of all,
to this guy.
snide comments. Dear God, please,
snide comments.
No, not the snide comments. Anything but that.
Not the
waterboard me all you want. Just
don't
don't
send
post snide comments.
Yeah, don't do that.
Okay, but like Pirate, you have unresolved software. You got a bunch of shit wrong, and you misinformed a ton of people on a movement that is beneficial for gamers. So just come out and correct yourself.
Just say sorry.
In fact, I'll give you an out right now. Say that you became the villain that Gotham needed.
Yeah, well, because he honestly inadvertently raised more awareness for this, so...
Is he running, Dad?
Because we have to chase him.
Okay, we're going in.
You secretly support this movement, but you wanted to create someone, a persona that could galvanize people to be in opposition to you.
Yes, that's
this
good.
is your out.
It's genius.
This is your out. Because if you don't own your mistakes will own you. I do want to point out him saying
he says the initiative have failed, which it definitely hasn't, and it's actually popping off right now. So that's the gist of it. Shout out to the Act Man, good guy, and Pirate Software, shout out to you for raising awareness for Stop Killing Games, bro. I appreciate that.